Hello everybody, it's Chaotic Anarchy. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are looking for advanced cosplay detailing, this would not be the video. I am brand new to the cosplay world and this is my very first time detailing anything. I had such a good response on Twitter, I thought maybe I would try filming it as I go on. So the piece that's in front of you is actually for the shin piece of my full set of armor. I'm going to be using for Pax Unplugged. It is from an RPG called Open Legend. You can actually find this RPG, it's free online at openlegendrpg.com. I really love the game. I'm a huge supporter and fan of theirs, and I thought this would be a great time to show my support by doing a little bit of cosplay. So I Googled how to make armor, and now I am working on the detailing on this piece. Originally, this was not supposed to be a tree. It was just supposed to be a design, but I ended up really liking the leaf effect of it. And you can see a picture of the final product on my Twitter page, which is Chaotic Anarchy. And don't forget the extra A. Technically, it's Chaotic Anarachy. And all I'm doing is I'm using a small X-Acto blade to carve these pieces. Originally, I did it with just a normal razor blade, but it was taking way too long, and I couldn't get the precision that I needed to be as effective. And I am currently cutting into foam. It's a craft foam that you can get from AC Moore, you can get from Michael's, pretty much any craft store. You can order online in bulk as well. I am making sure not to cut too far in because this is very thin. And I know you can't really see too much detail now, but what's going to happen is that I'm going to heat this up. And the foam will actually shrink a little bit. And you'll be able to see the detail a lot more, which is really cool. One of the reasons why I think detailing is going to be my favorite thing about cosplay. Now, if, let's say, you didn't want to create a design by hand, like I'm doing right now, there are stencils out there. Again, you can buy them at craft stores. You can get them online. There are all kinds of stencils you can get. There's words, calligraphy, there's pictures. You can feel free to use stencils on your cosplay. And that's probably a lot quicker as well than doing it freehand. So if you're going to a convention that you didn't know you were going to end up coming to, and it's last minute, but you want to dress up, maybe stencils is a better way for you to go. This can take a long time. I did half of this tree already, so that you didn't have to watch me do the whole thing, which would be pretty long. I find this therapeutic, so I do enjoy taking the time to do the detailing, and I like the finished product of it. It really does pay off. Now, after I heat it up, I will be covering it to seal it. Online, there are all different types of ways that you can seal your foam. And I haven't decided yet which way to go. I know a lot of people tend to use Mod Podge, which I do have a lot of. It's basically like a glue. You can also get this at a craft store. It's easily available. You can buy it in jugs if you really wanted to, in large quantities, which is awesome. But what I discovered is that with Mod Podge, although you get a lot of it, it's really not the best to seal. I mean, it really just depends on what you like, on your preferences. But I've heard that your armor will crease. And although you can take the creases out with heat, that might not be the best for me in this case. This particular armor I'll be wearing all Saturday of Pax Unplugged. And I really want it to keep up its appearance. So I'm thinking maybe possibly Plasti Dip. It's a little more expensive, and I found like there's a sale online right now for Plasti Dip, so I'm considering doing that as an option. I think that's the best way to go. And then I can keep this armor for something else in the future. Maybe if I want to change it to an armor for another piece, I could do that. And you want to be careful when you're doing this too, because if, let's say, I miss this piece and I go off over here in a cut, when I heat it up, you will see that. So if you're doing something like a pattern that needs to be perfect, just be very careful, because you can't really cover that cut, as far as I know. I mean, I'm sure the more advanced cosplayers probably know. Maybe they use like glue, or maybe they can use Mod Podge to fill it in. That's possible. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Oh, there's some more over here. And if you're looking for more pictures, like I said, they're on Twitter. I also did another piece for my waist, and I detailed that. I didn't film it, though, because I didn't think about that till today. And if you have any suggestions, if you are a cosplayer, you know, feel free to comment below. I would be more than happy to take recommendations. The more I know, the better I can learn, and the more stuff that I can do. I did download some foam smithing PDFs. They've been very helpful, especially if you're a beginner. They read really easy, and they have all types of suggestions in there. And they talk about the different types of foam. So even though I'm using craft foam right now, for the larger pieces of armor, I'm using an EVA foam. It tends to be thicker and more durable. So the chest piece, I really wanted it to be something I could use over and over again. And since it's a big part of this cosplay because of the design, I felt EVA foam would be better for me. It does take longer time to mold and melt down, I found out. But there are different techniques as well to heating up foam. There are a lot of cosplayers online who've posted YouTube videos on it. I could recommend some. Some of them are pretty amazing. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to heat this up, even though I'm not really finished, just so that you can see the final effect, because that's really what it's all about. That's like my favorite part, is heating it up. It will get a little loud in the video, so I'll try to pull the camera back a little bit so you don't have to hear that. But then you can see the final design, which is pretty cool. Alright, so do this one. Just like that. Happy little trees. Okay. All right. Now the heater that I'm using, the heat gun, is just a normal Chicago. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, Chicago electric power tool. You can get this anywhere really. Any tool store. You can get this from Home Depot. You can get it offline. All right. So let me see, try to make it So you can kind of see it there. See how it's not very detailed, it doesn't really stand out too much. It still looks pretty cool. And now let me heat it up. Now with the heat gun, you want to give it a few minutes to heat up. And you don't want to stay in one place for too long. Otherwise, what will happen is that it will bend or the pieces will come out, I've noticed. So I think we're pretty warm right now. For light foam, like a thin foam, you want to try to start off at a low heat. So right now I'm at 430 degrees. Otherwise it tends to burn quicker or it will bend too much. So you just kind of want to watch out the hotter it is with a thinner foam. So I'm just going to heat this up a little bit. This really is so cool. It's science! These leaves over there. And this can take a while, and it takes a lot to learn too, like how much heat each piece can handle. But the heat really makes it stand out. Which I really love. So now, that's what it will look like. You can see it. It's pretty neat. And that's the design. And so like I said, this will be on the shin piece. I have another one that I did for the other side. So what it will look like. Which is pretty cool. And that's it. That's how you detail. And this is the final product. After it heats up, I think that's really neat. And if you decide that you want, your cuts to be a little bit deeper, that's fine too. After this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the plasti dip on top, and then I will be painting this bad boy, and it'll be ready to go for my armor piece. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to posting more in the future. And thank you so much for stopping by.